Okay, so I thought the movie was okay. It was a little hard to follow it sometimes of like the references because it was like Mean Girls sometimes and then it was a little confusing and it kept on flipping back and forth.
It was good and it was really funny and I thought like the Mean Girls idea was...
I think that there were too many plot holes in the Homecoming movie. Like when Miss Baker gave the note of the homecoming electees or whatever to the woman, she was like, "Oh, you can't look at this. You don't keep a secret." But then 5 seconds later, she announced on the loudspeaker, "Oh, these are the people that are gonna do the homecoming." And I was like, "What? Why would you say you can't keep a secret if you're just gonna tell the entire school like that?" It doesn't make sense. There was too many plot holes.
So the homecoming video this year was not good because the lighting overall was just bad. I feel like the effort just wasn't there. Like they did everything last minute and expected Phil to finesse when he just didn't feel like it. So yeah,
The Homecoming movie was really good because a lot of the jokes were really funny for all of us because we all know like the inside joke behind it. And I also thought that the plot felt like really good in line with the past Homecoming movies, which made it like a good tradition.
Okay, so in my opinion, the Homecoming movie this year wasn't great, if I'm gonna be totally honest here. I just think they, instead of opting for a story that could entertain audiences, they just took the plot of Mean Girls and took out most of the substance. No offense to any of the people who created it or anything. I know a lot of the SGA people and they're really nice people, but I just didn't like this movie. I think there are also problems with it that have to do with the filmmaking as well, because there are lots of shots in the movie that I think could have been a lot better. They feel very amateur, for one thing. Like, there are lots of shots of people having conversations that just stay on this one shot, don't variate throughout the scene. They just don't use any cinematic techniques like it just feels like the filmmakers don't understand the concept of visual storytelling. Again, no offense to the filmmakers or anything. But I also think, I think the plot could have been a lot better. It didn't just have to be straight up Mean Girls. They could have had fun with the idea of the Homecoming movie. They could have created an interesting idea. I even had my own idea for a way they could rewrite the movie. I had my own idea for like a possible Homecoming movie. Maybe instead, first of all, don't make Jackie a new student. Of course, she's the SGA president. Yeah, you get the point. But something else I think they could have done is make it so the senior class SGA isn't the villain. Then, instead, make the villains, the ones trying to ruin Homecoming, make the audience think that it's actually the BCC SGA doing this. But, plot twist, it turns out that the person actually trying to ruin Homecoming is a former competitor to Jackie in the previous SGA election, someone who campaigned against her in the election beforehand. The idea I had was maybe, I don't know, Cam Lukash, because Cam Lukash and Jackie Moss kind of ran on a very similar platform of, oh hey, we haven't had a female SGA president before, so why don't you elect me and we'll have one. So it would be interesting if, that would give her a motive. They ran off the same campaign the same platform, and she won, and revenge plan, motivation stuff. So I think the movie could have been a lot better. They could have delivered an actual narrative, an actual compelling narrative, instead of just taking the plot of Mean Girls and taking all the fun away from it. I mean, no one even gets hit by a bus. What's Mean Girls without someone getting hit by a bus?